Obligation is rule-following behavior. Obligation is doing the good thing, doing the right thing, doing what we think we're supposed to do. And we get there by making lots of choices that we thought were pretty good choices at the time, and then find out that really what we did was we built a little cage for ourselves, and we put a bunch of bars in this cage, and we closed the door and trapped ourselves in. You know what this feels like. You know people who feel like they're living trapped lives that they can't get out of. Do you know any people like that? Right? Yeah. You, sir? So obligation is the place we go in our minds where we don't take ownership because we say, I don't really want to, but I have to. So if you want to test whether or not you're in obligation anywhere in your life right now, we can do a quick test. How many of you have some really dumb meeting to go to later this week? Anybody have some really dumb meeting to go to later this week that you have to go to? Right. Anybody have some really dumb paperwork you have to do? Really dumb paperwork, stupid paperwork that you have to do. Yeah. Anybody have to go to your in-laws for holiday? Have to go to your in-laws for holiday, yeah? Anybody have to go to your kid's school play or event or sporting thing? Have to go? Right? Do you see how we walk around not owning our lives? Say, I don't want to go to my kid's sporting event. I have to. I'm not in charge of my life. Somebody else is. Right? So if you want to start working on this on yourself, catch yourself saying have to and stop it. What do you say instead? I get to go to this really dumb meeting. So to give you a practical example, I have a client who's a director, a very large organization. He's a very fast-track young man. He heard this presentation. He made an immediate decision after the presentation within the next couple of days. And he said, you know what? I spend 40 hours a week of my work week in meetings in this corporation. 40 hours a week, calendared meetings. I could choose from 2, 3, or 4 meetings in any given hour. And I go to lots of them and think they're dumb. So what I do is I go to those meetings and I actually check out. So quit is a way we check out, we disengage, we get out of the pain of the anxiety of doing something that we don't want to do, but we don't know how to handle it, how to take responsibility for it. So we check out. I call it quit. And he said, so he made a decision. He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange the way I think about all of my meetings. He says, I will never, ever again go to a meeting in which I check out. In other words, if I'm going to go, I'm going to check in. Which means there's some meetings I'm going to quit going to. And I'm just going to have to deal with the consequences of choosing to stop going to those meetings. There are other meetings that I'm going to change. I'm going to do what I have to do to make those meetings more valuable. It's a way to get out of obligation into this idea of responsibility.